The humble steamer. Wikipedia says it started in southern China during the Han Dynasty, probably somewhere around Guangdong. Back then, it was all about cooking dried foods, which were more practical to store at the time. But according to my mom, steaming is the healthiest way to cook. No nutrients lost, no oils needed, and the food stays, well, real. And so, I grew up with this. The aroma, the anticipation, watching my mom gently lower plates over simmering water. Patience was key, and always worth it. I wanted to start with something simple. Silky steamed eggs. I'm using 2 here. Add a sprinkle of salt for seasoning and a touch of oil for extra creaminess. So apparently the key to perfect steamed egg is the water to egg ratio. 2 parts water to 1 part egg. Here I'm using chicken stock for a richer flavor. Pour the water in gently, whisking as you go. I'm getting those bubbles in to make sure we have no clumps. Place the mixture in your steamer, gently lower it in and cover. The secret here, low heat and patience. After about 8 minutes, lift the lid. Now for the finishing touches, a bit of scallions and my favorite, dried shrimp. And so the dish from my childhood, one of my favorite egg dishes that literally melts in your mouth. Smooth and custard-like, just as it should be. Next up, a dim sum classic. Tender, bouncy, and bursting with flavor, this dish transports me to a bustling dim sum parlor in Hong Kong. First, prep the beef by salting it and stirring it vigorously in one direction. I don't have a mixer, so this is where it gets tedious. Mix it for another 15 minutes to build the texture. Combine water and baking soda, gradually adding it to the beef. Make sure everything is fully absorbed before adding the next round. And you guessed it, we have to mix it for another 15 minutes. You can even use your hands. Basically, you kind of want it to look like this. Once the beef is prepped, cover it and refrigerate overnight. This step develops the flavors and texture. I couldn't find watercress, so I'm using bean sprouts instead. Chop it, blanch it for a few minutes, and squeeze out all the excess liquid. The less moisture, the better the texture. Soak the dried mandarin peel in hot water. Scrape out the white bit, it's bitter, and dice the rest finely. Then we have some diced pork fat. Now add the mandarin peel, green onions, and pork fat to the beef. Then keep mixing for another 15 minutes. This again builds elasticity and helps the beef hold its shape. Traditionally, you're supposed to use chestnut flour, but I'm using some tapioca starch that I have on hand. I find that it works pretty much the same. Gradually add the tapioca starch slurry in thirds, folding each addition in thoroughly before the next. The mixture should feel sticky and form a smooth paste. Then add the bean sprouts. Let the mixture marinate in the fridge for at least 2 hours or even overnight. I didn't have any bean curd with me, so I'm lining the plate with lettuce leaves instead. Wet your hands to prevent sticking, then scoop and shape the beef mixture into balls. Bring the water to boil in your steamer, place the plate inside, cover, and steam on high heat for about 14 minutes for medium-sized meatballs. When done, the beef ball should be tender, juicy, and full of flavor. Serve them with a warm drizzle of Worcestershire, you know what I mean, that sauce, and go surprise your mom. Time to celebrate the new year with this auspicious dish. Fish symbolize wealth and prosperity, and it's traditionally served with the head and tail intact to ensure a good start and finish to the year. Steam the fish for 9 minutes, just enough to cook it perfectly while keeping the meat tender and delicate. This is where things start to take shape. Drain the liquid from the fish and top it with some scallion and coriander. Heat up some oil and lightly saute the ginger. Then add some soy sauce, water, and white pepper. Pour the hot sauce over the fish, letting it soak into every bite. This is the moment it all comes together. And there you have it, one of the most simple New Year dishes. Remember, this needs to be served hot, and be careful of the little bones. We're gonna end things with something sweet. Lai Go is a super light and fluffy steamed cake that's found in dim sum parlors all over southern China. Beat the eggs, sugar, and some oil together until it's bubbly. Next, we're adding a nostalgic Hong Kong classic, evaporated milk and some vanilla extract. This gives the cake its unique flavor. Carefully sift and fold the flour and baking powder into the wet mixture. Add the custard powder as well. Don't overmix or you'll lose the air pockets that make this cake so light. While the batter rests, prepare your steamer. Line a bamboo basket with baking paper. Pour it into your prepared steamer and let it settle for a few more minutes. Now, steam the cake over medium-high heat. This takes about 30 minutes, while metal pans tend to need 35. Let the steam work its magic. When the chopstick comes out clean, you know it's ready. Look at the lovely golden color. Let the cake cool slightly before slicing. Each piece is super soft and fluffy and not too sweet. It might not be the first thing you would reach for based on how simple it looks, but often the most simple things are the most satisfying. And there you have it, 4 classic Cantonese steamed dishes to impress your family on Chinese New Year. Or any feast, really. If you love these dishes, you probably also enjoy these 5 super easy Thai egg recipes. Thanks for watching.